What's up, everybody? It's Stephen Williams with the creditrepairshop.com. Gonna talk about today. We're gonna get into uh, some of the question and answers that my team went through on their individual consultations. This week we had over 175 consultations that we gave to people to help them get their credit taken care of, help them fix their credit. And there were a number of people that we did not allow to sign up with our service because we're always upfront with people on what we can help them with, and we don't want to have anything come back to hurt them. But it's, if you look on the internet, there's a lot of people that's just giving bad information. These people are doing it from their kitchen table, and then when something goes wrong, they're not going to be there for you to lean on, because all these people are doing is making a quick buck, making their home study programs or their cheap programs just to have people do things. But when you do those gimmicky things and you go to try to get something when you really need it to come through for you, you're gonna see that those people were nothing but scammers, and a lot of them they travel all over the country. They're never in the same spot. Be careful. And you got person making videos. We live in that age of the videos, and people are walking around, and it's like it mesmerizes you. But if you really think about it, what they're doing is they're just putting you into a frame of mind to get relaxed with them, because it's like you're their friend walking around outside, but it's going to be the friend that ends up leading you into the forest, and you're not going to be able to find your way back. One of the people that did decide to sign up with us, they had a lot of inquiries. When we did the review, we saw that they had not been so good. A lot of these inquiries were legitimate inquiries. They wasn't duplicated like when you go and go for a car loan, and then they duplicate it and send it out to 10 or 15 different finance companies. Those are easy to get removed, but these right here, we were up front with her. We told her that these are going to be kind of hard to overcome, but some of them will be able to be removed, especially with the techniques that we use with talking with the creditor that placed them on there. Had some child support issues and a couple of collections. They're going to be easily taken care of. This individual here, whoa, got a lot of collections. They started the process. We're going to see what we can do for them. Had medical collections, whole bunch of medical collections, and everyone know that the strategy that we use is to first find out if they got permission to put that on their credit reports, and then we start working backwards to see if any insurances paid the collections. If they didn't have insurance, we look in their area for any nonprofit foundations that may be willing to pay a portion or all. If you saw one of my previous videos, we had a client here in Milwaukee, had over $36,000 worth of medical bills. We found an organization here, a local church organization. They paid 100% of the medical bills. And these organizations are all around the country, but they only do it for certain types of medical bills. Here's another one, medical and some collections. We're going to be working on that. She had lost her job, and that ended up making her credit go down because she wasn't able to keep up with her bills. We're going to help her. Had some inquiries. A few of them were auto, or a lot of them were auto. We're going to be working on that. Here is one. She had filed bankruptcy a while back. Still was sitting on her reports. Medical bills. We're going to be able to deal with this one using 8-point validation system. A lot of this stuff will get removed, and had some statute of limitations issues on some information here. That's the notes that we see there. Here's another one here. This was a school oh no, they said don't dispute the school. See, if you don't do a proper review, some of these companies, you give them your info and then they're disputing everything that's on your reports. This was something that they said do not dispute. Even though it shows negative, they've already worked out something with them, and then they had some collection information on their reports, and we so that's going to be done the proper way. Let's see here. The next one was some major collections, major medical. Looks like a settlement was accepted with one of the companies. That one's already taken care of. So yeah, they're in pretty good position. They just got a lot of medical, and it looked like there was a repo that needs to be taken care of. So we're going to be working on that one. This one here, student loans and some credit card debt. We're going to be working on that one. Again, with student loans, beware of if you were part of any of these fraudulent online colleges, or even the ones that you went to, you can look on a list. The Department of Education has a list of all of the schools that had closed down and that were doing fraudulent loans. You can get your loan forgiven if it's on that list, and you prepare the paperwork the right way. There's some instructions that you need to read through to make sure that you qualify, but it's clearly stated there, and it's worth going through. That even goes for the trucking companies, because that comes to mind. My cousin, we got him out of paying a trucking school loan because that company had went out of business, and they were trying to come after him for about $9,000. They were on that list. Here is one here. They got some public records, some collections, a Verizon bill, and a tax lien. Looking at working on that for them, and but in a good position after doing a review. These are all things that we can work on and get the goal accomplished. This was a husband and wife, actually. Got collections. It looked like, yeah, just major collections on this one, but working through the process, we'll be able to get this taken care of. And let's see, this one's some student loans, mostly all student loans. This will be, and some collections, but then the student loans will be where we'll help them work out some type of repayment plan if they don't qualify for any of the debt forgiveness plans for that. These more student loans. Well, this week we had over probably, I think I mentioned earlier, hundreds of people each week contact us to help them with their credit. We always do a review like this just to see where the person is at, let them know up front the expectations on what we can and can't do, and then they're able to decide if they want us to work on it. We're always here with the customer service and helping them. Let's see, the one that I want to talk about today, which I think will help a lot of people, and I think that I want to speak to you about, if you are looking to repair your credit, it's more than just to repair your credit. If you're probably already experiencing this, if you don't get your credit repaired, it just makes living life a lot harder. And then also it makes you're setting a bad example for your children, because if you're struggling and you're having debt collectors call, children tend to do what they see from their parents, not really what they say. And so that you end up passing down the type of lifestyle that you have down to your children. And I see this a lot where, families are struggling, and then when it's like their kid goes out and repeats the exact same thing that they saw their parents doing. And I don't put the blame on people. I think that this is passed down a lot in our community, and I just made the decision years ago when I was 18 years old, but I was still kind of confused. But by the time I was 20 years old, I knew what I wanted to do, and I started my business when I was 20 years old, and I haven't worked for anyone since that time. And I'm not saying it's bad to work for someone, but the point that I'm trying to get across to you is that I made a decision and I stuck with it, win or lose. Now this year I'm going to turn 50 years old, and I've ran my business. Started with a small $500 investment in my first company, and I still own that company. And that company employs 11 people full time, and it has changed my life and my family's life. And a major part of that, a major part of the growth that I was able to make with my company was to get my credit straight. Because one thing that I had figured, even when I had started making money, there was a time where I was really listening to Dave Ramsey and not really caring about my credit. I just was paying off everything. And by 1999, I had paid off everything. My wife and I didn't owe nothing. And but what I had noticed is when I had went and built a new house, is that the amount of the mortgage, if I had worried about also improving my credit, because I didn't care about it at that time, I would have saved a lot more money. I ended up refinancing my home in to a 3.75%. You can't even get that today. I ended up doing that, and you wouldn't believe when I made my mortgage payments how much was going towards the principal and not and how little, even though a lot goes towards it when they do mortgages, because they front load the interest. But still, even with that, it was a lot different than what it was from before. It allowed me to pay that whole thing down very quickly. And once I started understanding and doing that, because I had good credit, it allowed me to save more money. Because if you remember what I always say, people with bad credit pay more for the same thing that people with good credit pay less for. So let's just say, for example, you like driving a nice car, let's say a Range Rover. If you were to go and get you a Range Rover, let's just say it's a couple of years old, you're gonna pay maybe $65,000-$70,000 for that vehicle. Do you know that if you have bad credit, and I've seen this from some clients that make a lot of money, but they have bad credit, they have a car like that, and they're paying almost $2,000 a month because of their bad credit. And then you have people that have good credit are paying only $800 a month, and almost 85%, even more, is going towards the principal, when the person that had the bad credit, even though they made a lot of money, they make a lot of money, the majority of their payment is going towards interest. That's the big difference. So it doesn't always matter if you make a whole bunch of money. It matters what you do with that money. And the way to monopolize what you do with your money that you're making right now is to monopolize when you go and get loans on a car, or if you have a credit card or whatever, that you pay less for using other people's money. Like, we have to pay attention to that. Because okay, let me look at what just happened with Wells Fargo. They're in the news right now being sued again, because for African American, Latino, and for for medium income whites or lower income whites, they were charging higher interest rates. Even if they had good credit, they were charging higher interest rates. So just imagine what they were doing to the people that had bad credit, that thought that Wells Fargo was just doing a favor by giving them a loan, because they didn't even think that they were going to get approved. But even with what they were doing with people with good credit, that was wrong. But they do that for a reason, because if you are paying more for something that you shouldn't be paying more for, that takes more money out of your pocket to do the things that you need to do. And the game is set up. And I've, I am a conspiracy type person. I believe in a lot of conspiracy. I'll admit that. And I think that one way that they keep money out of the hands of people like you and I, they try to get you into the mode of they're doing you a favor when they approve you for something and you're not 100% worthy. And then if you do fix your credit and you get everything in order, then you have to be educated to know what you should get when you qualify for something. And that's like the next phase, because not everyone that was black got taken advantage of, and Latino got taken advantage of. It was just the people that just probably had the mindset of that Wells Fargo is doing me a favor, giving me this loan. So if you don't, and then you don't have to come to a company like mine to do your credit. You can fix your own credit if you learn the right things to do. What we do here with the Credit Repair Shop, we use an 8-point validation system. The 8-point validation system was designed by me when my wife and I were going through a lot of trouble from we started our company in 1990, and then by 1994 we were making over $100,000 a year, but we were spending more than $100,000. So in the summer, forgive me, in the Christmas time of 1994, we sat down at our kitchen table and we said we're going to get out of this debt and we're not going to use credit anymore. It took us till 1999 to get that taken care of. And during that period of time, I started understanding the credit system and credit repair and settling debts. We all of that we did. We either settled, gave stuff back, or paid it off. Well, we gave stuff back. Well, we settled, gave stuff back, and settled on the amount, and then or paid stuff off. And that's the strategy that we used. And but I had learned that over time that I could have even used that to repair my credit. And so using that 8-point validation system, the same system that we use to get out of debt and pay stuff off, I ended up using that to repair our credit. And that's what got me to the credit scores that I am today and my customers. And, so it's worked wonders, and I believe in it wholeheartedly, and I use it every day for our customers. So if you ever need any help, or if you ever feel down, you need to keep your head up, because no matter what, tomorrow's going to be a better day. Tomorrow's a different day. And if you take control of your life and not let other people put stuff into your mind that's negative, you only want to take in positive stuff from positive people. If you knew how much negative information people try to put in my head, how many bad, nasty emails that I get from YouTube where people have called me names, if I wasn't a strong person inside, that type of stuff would, people would get pulled down from that. But I'm a whole person. I know myself. So there's nothing that anyone can say to me or do to me that will change my thoughts about myself. And I want you to believe in yourself that way. But the way that you believe in yourself is the number one: start small and start building. And as you get success and more success, you'll see that you control your life. Other people don't control your life. You control your life. And then you pass that down to your friends, to your family, to your children, to people around you. And then what'll happen is people will be attracted to you. You wouldn't believe how many people call me. I get almost 100 calls or more per day. Some people, when they see me and I'm walking, or they see me driving, I've had people tell me, roll down my window, ask me what I do. Me and my wife are walking in the mall, and people just look at us like there's something special about them. They'll stop us, or they'll say something, or just that's because I think they sense that we believe in ourselves, that we control our own lives. We don't let other people control our lives. And that also we seem to be approachable, like we would want to help the next man or the next woman, because that's just the type of people that we are. I'm a family man, and I've been married to the same my lovely wife Barbara since 1990. So it's now 2018. So you could see that, when I say we're going to do something and stick with somebody and we're going to get things done, we're here for the long haul. So if you have any questions, if you just need to talk to us about something that you're going through, drop us an email at support@thecreditrepairshop.com, or comment below the video. Or if you need help and you want us to help you, we'll do a free consultation. And if we believe that we can get you where your goals are and where you want to be, we'll be happy to serve you as a customer. Please go to our website, www.thecreditrepairshop.com. Again, this is Stephen Williams, and thank you, and have a great weekend.